You gotta find a girl that's not moody, not dramatic, doesn't have PMS, doesn't have periods.
You don't think I'm moody? I'm for sure moody. Anyways, next question.
Yeah, welcome to the DeVos family.
To my heart, to my heart, to my heart, to my heart.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
I'm Sam.
And we're the DeVos fam. This is our first YouTube channel, so welcome to our channel. We've been wanting to do this for a while, just to kind of, as like a hobby, and just to kind of share more with you guys our life and kind of just what we're doing and get to know us a little bit better. So yeah, thanks for joining our first channel, our first video on our channel.
We will be answering questions that y'all have asked us on social media. We put a poll out there and just had people throw some random questions at us. One question that's not so random is, how did we meet?
Do you want me to answer?
We can kind of work together on this.
Yes, so I'll start. So back in February of 2018, so almost over 2 years ago, we had a mutual friend, one of my best friends. She worked with me at Buckle, where I was working at the time. Also worked with him at the restaurant he was working at. And one day we're at the gym and she's like, hey, you should meet my friend named Sam, like you'd really like him. And I was like, I don't know, just like kind of was doing my own thing at life at the time. Like I had just left Oregon State and I had moved to Bend and I was just trying to get my life together. So I was like, last thing I need is a relationship. And then, but I was like, okay, so he had asked me out for coffee, but then our schedules were just so busy, it never happened. And then come May, I went with this same friend to the Sisters Rodeo.
And I'll pick it up from here.
Okay.
Anyways, I had seen Hannah's Instagram. I knew she was smoking hot, way out of my league. But anyways, I get this text while I'm at work. Hey, you should come pick us up from the rodeo.
Slick, I know.
And I was like, wait, what? So I got so flustered. I'm like, wait, this hot chick is wanting me to come pick her up from the rodeo. Anyways, long story short, I got somebody to take the rest of my shift, and I whipped it to the rodeo and picked her up. The first time meeting her, I just had the most butterflies. This is a butterfly pavilion in my stomach.
Cute.
And I saw her and I'm like, she's so adorable. I want to get to know her a little bit better. So picked her up, dropped her off at her house, and then I proceeded to text her the next day, asking her if she wanted to go out for a little bit, and you can take it from there. Yeah,
so then he texted me and he was like, hey, it was super random, it was like 6 p.m. and he was like, hey, do you want to go to Sun Mountain Fun Center with me? Which in Bend, Oregon, it's like, you can bowl, it's like arcade games, it's like basically a fun center. And I was like, for sure, like, yeah, I'm down. And it was so refreshing because ladies at the time, obviously, most guys don't really ask you on dates anymore, or they ask you for all the wrong reasons. And so it was so refreshing to have someone just be like, do you want to go have fun? And so I was like, for sure. So we went to Sun Mountain Fun Center, we played arcade games, spent all of our tickets on candy. And then after that, we went to Sherry's, which is like
my favorite place in the world to eat.
It's like a Denny's, like an IHOP. And we ate and we just like talked for hours and talked about everything from just life to God to what we want to do and just anything and everything. And then later that night, it was like the best part of it. He would walk me to my front door and kiss me on my forehead, and he was like, I want to do this right. And I was like, okay. Most
of my dates before, first dates, I went into the mentality of, okay, I am gonna land the first kiss on the first date. But with her, it was different. With her, I felt something I'd never felt with any girl before. And at the time, I was actually looking for something serious. And I was looking for my future wife, potentially. And so I knew there was something different with her just by the conversations we had had.
Yeah. And
so I decided, you know what? This might be a little awkward, this might be a little embarrassing, but I kissed her on her forehead. And I was like, hey, you know what? We're gonna do this thing right. I don't wanna kiss you for a little bit, just because I wanna get to know you better, and I wanna do this thing right by God. So that was how we met.
It was short-lived though, because next time we hung out, I'm pretty sure he kissed me. But
yeah,
but it was just.
I couldn't resist. Can you see this?
Initially, it was just super cute, and it was really refreshing to just like the whole experience. And then in that moment, it was like my wall went down, and I was like, all right, like willing to see how this goes. And then the rest is history. So the second question is, do you want to, or do you plan on having babies?
Do we plan on having babies? Personally?
Surprise, guys!
What?
Kidding.
You're
No,
pregnant?
we have one baby right here.
Bella.
Bella, as she's trying to bite daddy. No, she's
been
our
a lot of
baby.
work.
She's been a lot of work.
We were thinking if we want to have kids, we want to start with the puppy first,
Yeah.
teach us some responsibility and discipline.
Yeah.
And she's been more than that. She's been a lot of fun, but she's been a lot of work as well.
She's such a good dog
We
though.
live
But
on, yeah.
overall, do we want to have babies or do we plan on having babies? Yes, but not for a while.
Right.
We definitely, we're only 22. We want to have babies a little bit later on in life. We're just enjoying right now being married, figuring out what we want to do. Like, we have plans to travel this year. Like, we want to just live life to the fullest while being young and married, and then bring a baby into the far future. But it's
Absolutely.
definitely in our future.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. Pray to God. So,
Oh, can I answer a question?
yeah, what is it?
Okay, let's see. My question that I got was a personal to me. Do I have any updates on music, doing any music? At the moment, no. I'm just focused on our little family here for right now. Raising a dog, having a loving relationship with my wife, and doing this vlog channel. But you know, music, we'll see. Y'all who have followed me on...
You write songs for me.
Yeah, I do write songs for her. If y'all follow me on social media, I play guitar a little bit, and I wrote a song for her. It was pretty
Yeah,
cute.
super
But
cute.
for now, it's just love songs for Hannah. That's about it.
Next one is, how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle while having a doggy and being married? So, I mean, it just depends. Like, as far as actual activity goes, she definitely keeps us active physically because she's a ball of energy. So we live right by a huge park and a huge mountain, or whatever you want to call Pilot View. And so we take her out, we run around with her. We were really good about going to the gym together when we first got together. Obviously, getting married kind of put that on hold because so much happened at once. We've just had so much going on, but that's definitely our resolution this year, to get back in the gym. But also, Arbonne, having Arbonne in my life has made us so much healthier as far as shakes and just all the things that we're giving ourselves. Like, for me, when I first started, it was just me. I was just doing it for myself, and now being married, he uses it just as much as I do.
I use her Arbonne protein, and it keeps me healthy. When I go to the gym, I always use her protein because it's all natural.
Yeah.
And I feel great. Not that this is a promotion for Arbonne whatsoever, but it's just
facts.
It's just what we use on a day-to-day.
So that's been a huge thing. Obviously, I try to cook really healthy too. It's, people think that cooking healthy is harder than eating out or just buying freezable crap, but it's not. It's so much easier and so much cheaper. You can buy chicken, vegetables, and whatever, and throw it together super quick, and then you're good. Or the crock pot's been our best friend. So
and it's fun because we can actually cook together, and it's a fun date activity, and we can do all that good stuff. So
yeah, we're not perfect at it. Every once in a while, doing our own way of Taco Bell, but for 90% of the part, we're pretty good at it. Next one is, what is one challenge y'all have experienced while married, and what's your favorite thing about being married?
Well,
I don't know.
What TV show we watch? Because I freaking love The Office, man. I love it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like The Office. Originally, when I first started showing it to her when we were dating, she was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm into this. And every time I want to watch it, she's like, no, I want to watch Vampire Diaries.
Okay, so yeah, it's little things.
Yeah.
And then it's also when the hamper's right here and he throws his socks on the floor right here, that's a challenge. But it's there's little things that when you're with someone 24/7, they're gonna be little challenges, but they're not even challenges, they're just little things that you get over. But I really think as far as challenging is, it's just a matter of really trying to figure out how to navigate your life as one, almost like finances, and trying to just mesh to everyday life. And we got blessed to where it really wasn't too difficult. We smoothed into it pretty easily, and everything, we really haven't had any super major challenges thus far. But I mean, every couple has their fights. Every couple has moments where you just want to scream at each other, but it's you start out setting boundaries. You start out setting standards for yourselves. Ours was that we will not, don't get me wrong, every once in a while we've gotten mad and yelled at each other, but a standard of ours is not to yell at each other, not to cuss at each other, which we try to abide by, not to ever threaten leaving each other, like never threatened.
Never
your
use the word
relationship.
divorce. We never use that word.
We never, like, you just kind of set standards that allow a lot of things that could happen to not typically happen.
Right.
So a lot of things that could really make new marriages rough, like if you come into it with certain standards and expectations, it changes the game, honestly. But don't get me wrong, I mean, there's certain days where we're just like, can you sleep on the couch? No, I'm just kidding. But for the most part, it's, you know, it's been great. And it's our favorite thing about being married.
Getting to sleep in the same bed together.
And
bang! I get to bang this woman.
No, okay.
No, that's going in our video. It's biblical. Irrefutable facts, honey.
Anyways.
No. We're not gonna shy away from this. I love you. Kiss me.
Okay. I love you too.
Okay, love
but
you.
anyways, so yeah, that'd be great. Also, just like having, like, every day when you come home, like, you have a friend, like, you know, like, you want to watch it, like, you have someone to always do stuff with. Like, that's the best thing in my opinion about being married, is that it's not like when you're dating, you're like, hey, like, are you off of work? Like, can I come over? Like, do you want to go to this? Like, you're with that person all the time. So it's like, hey babe, you want to help me make dinner? We can have a date out of this. Or hey babe, you want to go run to the store with me? And like, or you want to go on a hike with me? It's just, you have a built-in best friend.
And it's like everything that you add to your family, like a dog or just even like a coffee table, it's like, it means more. It means more to you because it's like you're building your life together as one. And sometimes it's hard, like she was saying, we are a team, we're thinking as one, but it's sometimes hard to think as one, but also try to create your, be a better person and strive towards excellence in your own personal life. And it's actually a joy when you can like look a year in the past and be like, wow, you really helped me become a better person, and because of you, I am a better person.
Cute.
And kiss me now.
Sorry for the PDA. Okay, next question is...
You gotta find a girl that's not moody, not dramatic, doesn't have PMS, doesn't have periods.
You don't think I'm moody? I'm sure moody. Anyways, next question.
Yeah, welcome to the DeVos family. So our next question is, what are some short-term / long-term goals you guys have personally as well as a team? So I think that personally and as a team, we're invested in our own small businesses. As y'all could probably tell, we post on our social media.
Sam works for a travel company. I work for a health and wellness company. So yeah, that's like big goals of ours. We'd eventually one day love to work from home. So that is our very, very long-term.
That's our long-term goal.
Yeah.
Short
term. This year we really just want to focus on being the healthiest we can be. Short term, we want to plan our first travel trip. Yeah, we have 2 destinations we really plan to go to this year is Nashville. We're planning a trip to, and we're planning a trip in the summer for 1 year, hopefully to like Costa Rica or Cancun or somewhere tropical. So that's like some short-term goals we have, is to really just get a lot of traveling, which we've done a lot of traveling already, but it's been more within like the West Coast. So now just to kind of branch out a little bit. And I think just long term, eventually we are planning to buy a house. We need more space. We love where we live right now. It's the cutest place, but eventually get a bigger house with a 2-bedroom, make the 2-bedroom an office, just kind of expand our little empire.
Level up in our jobs. We want to be able to eventually quit our 9-to-5 jobs in order to work from home with our businesses. All right, next question. How do you guys manage money? Wow, that's a deep one.
We don't.
So
no, I'm kidding. No, I'm totally kidding.
Trying our best.
No, I'm
as a
joking.
young married couple.
Babe, I'm joking. No, we do pretty well. We've been paying off quite a bit of debt. We paid off my car, but then we had to get a new one because of our accident, so I love that for us. But we've been doing pretty well. I mean, obviously every couple has their struggles, especially being newly married, and Sam and I are so big-minded, like there's so much we want to do. So it's like, we're like, okay, we have a list of 1,500 things we want to accomplish, but a bank account that probably covers only 1/3 of it. And so that's, I mean, it's really nothing, it's not really an issue of ours. We manage it pretty well. It takes teamwork though. Like, if I've learned anything, it's, you can't,
you gotta cut out 50% of the Starbucks drinks. You gotta cut out A lot of this small
Okay,
stuff, the small
okay.
stuff adds up. We
Anyways,
agree to this. And
I would just say though that being married, you need to be on the same page when it comes to finances. Like I learned, like I can't get married and friggin' buy clothes whenever I want, and then be like, okay, babe, do we have enough for rent? You know, it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't mean like we dictate. Like it's not a dictatorship, and it's not kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just more like you talk about things, and I'm like, you know, certain things I just buy, or so does he. But like when it comes to bigger chunks of money, you discuss it and you ask each other if that's okay, and then you move forward, because then everything's always on the same page, and then there's never any room for one or the other to get mad because there's not a certain amount of money in the bank account, and they're not like, oh, well, we would have this if you didn't do this. Like that doesn't happen.
And one thing too is sometimes you gotta sacrifice a little bit more money to up the standard of living. For example, Hannah, she really loves the show Bachelor and like Dancing with the Stars. And so
Feel my Hulu descriptor.
yeah, she subscribed to Hulu, so that's just like another like $7 every month. And then she bought Disney Plus, which is like another $5.
They're necessities,
But
babe.
yeah, no, exactly. Sometimes you got to sacrifice a little bit extra money to up your standard of living, and there's a little discretion that you have to have
There's a
there.
little bit of a penny pincher.
I was raised in a very, very poor home, so I've kind of been taught to pinch your pennies together,
Yeah.
and
Which I get, and I
go the
love,
extra
and I
mile.
respect it for sure.
So that's where I'm coming from, and as far as our finances go,
Yeah.
I
It's
think
just really funny because like I bought a like $18,000 car, my Subaru, and Sam was like, yeah, babe, let's do it. I buy Hulu, and he's like, oh my gosh, you have a $7 bill every month. What are you doing?
So it's
I'm
like necessities,
okay.
like the small things add up. So it's like necessities or keeping happy wifey, happy lifey. You know, so it's you gotta use discretion. Obviously, we're not gonna subscribe to like a $50 a month fashion subscription box that comes to our door once a week, whatever. Anyways,
Or are we?
or are we? I don't know.
Okay, so our last question is, how did Jesus affect your relationship? Did you wait for certain things till marriage? Big question.
Big question.
No, it's a good question. So, Jesus is the foundation of our relationship. It's really as simple as that. When we got together, we were both at a peak of our relationships with God, and we knew, like, I was praying for my future husband before I met him, vice versa. And so kind of when we got married, ironically, we went to the same church and never knew it because we always happened to go to the different services. And so we both had a really good relationship with our pastor. And then as we started dating, we were around a lot of couples. Like one of my best friends at the time had just gotten married as well. So we had a lot of mentors, which is something I really recommend if you think about getting married, is having people around you that are going through what you're going through. Just recently did, because they have a lot of good advice for you. We did premarital counseling with our pastor. We did premarital counseling with other couples in our church that we were really close with that had a lot of different insights to give us on just anything, like how to get through little fights, like how to finance, how to just do all these things that you're just like, oh, I'll figure out when I get there. But then you get there and you're like, oh shit, like what do I do? And so it's just been a big foundation, and going to church together, and it's like having that thing to kind of come back to and being like, okay, I'm really mad at you right now, but I'm gonna be a godly woman and I'm gonna let it go and love each other. So it's been a huge part of us. And we didn't live together or anything until we got married, and that was the biggest thing. Like it was really hard.
About 3 months in, I was telling her, girl, we're hanging out a lot. We should get our own apartment.
And then
we thought, like,
we were like, wait, no, like that's not what God wants for us. God wants to bless us. And biblically, I know this isn't for everyone, but biblically, God wants you to wait for that. And that was like another thing too. I was like, I feel like it'll be so much more rewarding to get married and then move in together and have this life to start together. Yeah. And it was like we got married, and
God
4
blessed
days
us.
later, yeah,
God blessed us. So we decided that we were gonna get married July 31st, 2019.
So actually, really quick, we decided on May, and which most of you know, and we
decided to get married a year later.
Yeah, we eloped a lot sooner than that. And a big part of that was just we were ready to start our lives. We were ready to live together. We were ready to just be married. And it was just like, okay, I don't want to wait this long. And so we prayed about it. We talked to our pastor about it. We talked to our parents about it. And our parents were like, 100%. Like, we think that's the best thing for you guys. Like, you guys are ready. Yada, yada. So we eloped. We got married. 4 days later, we moved into our apartment that we live in now. and we got so blessed by where we live.
And we were like, nobody would know if we moved in together. Like, we could keep it a secret, but then we're like, we're not doing this for other people's opinions, other people's approval. We're doing this for us and what matters to us and what is valuable to our relationship and what is valuable ultimately to God. And we just really feel like we'd be blessed from that. And sure enough, God blessed us in huge ways. And so we were able to do it, and we're here today as a living testimony of love and God's blessings.
So
Kiss me.
Okay. So yeah, that was our last question. Overall, welcome to our channel again.
Welcome.
And yeah, we're gonna try to do videos a couple times a month, hopefully. We're all new to this, we're trying to figure it out, so we hope you guys enjoy this video and learn a little bit more about us and just kind of our life.
Yeah, so yeah, we're the DeVos fam. We're small, but we're growing, and we're always in
Oh, are we growing?
We're growing. Not in just size, but girth. We'll see you guys more for later.
Wait, but no, you didn't say it. So yeah, like, subscribe, and comment.